I was on a cruise ship headed to Africa. I had 3 weeks off of my work as an accountant. This cruise ship was extremely full, so the personnel paired 2 random people as roommates. I had been paired with a 40 to 50-year-old guy, Francis Weifelberg. We quickly became friends and shared stories and past experiences. It was the 3rd day on the ship, around 11 a.m. I was about to go out to get some fresh air after a good night's sleep when I noticed Francis looking at a picture that caught my eye. It was a very old photo, showing a woman in her 20s. She was being looked at by about 4 children that didn't look older than 7. The woman had blacked out eyes and was spitting out a stream of some kind of fluid. I couldn't depict what, but it was bone-chilling. "Francis, what is that?" "Oh, don't worry about that, it's nothing." His stare looked right into my soul and lingered for 20 seconds at least. The lights started to flicker, and the boat shaking side to side like an earthquake. Francis had locked eyes on me and wouldn't stop looking at me even if his life was on the line. The room was falling apart, clashing almost rhythmically. You could hear the mangled screams of all the passengers. Suddenly, Francis starts laughing maniacally and could not stop. The Francis that I knew was gone. I saw the ceiling start to crack and saw my inevitable end coming closer and closer. I looked out the window to appreciate the beautiful Atlantic Ocean before being crushed by hundreds of pounds of wood and metal. I look and I see the woman. I jolt back, nearly falling in a hole in the floor. Francis's laugh got more and more maniacal. I could see the sky falling apart, showing what the outside of reality looked like. Darkness. The entire boat collapses at once and my life flashes before my eyes. I wake up, surrounded by cloaked figures. They're chanting some kind of prayer, and when one of them notices I'm awake, they all pull out daggers, stabbing each of my limbs to the rotten wooden table. I scream in anguish when one of the cloaked figures takes off his hood. It was Francis. He had compassion in his eyes, as though realizing what he had done. He pushes away all 4 other people and cares for me. He undoes my shackles, removes the daggers, making sure that I don't bleed out, and brings me out. We're somewhere in South Africa. I didn't notice anything except for one thing. That photo. It had a different image, and I could see another ship start to sink. "What are you I couldn't let out a single word before I'm on the ground, bleeding out and the photo sucking my soul in. I've somehow found ways to open other apps on my phone. This is a cry for help. Please, come find me. I can't get out." A few weeks ago, I was reading some articles about the dark web. I found it intriguing, and the thought of the unknown drew me in. The fact that there's so much hidden content in the dark web made me want to attempt to go on it. And so I did. I found a guide on how to access this part of the internet, and I followed every step, although there were only a few. Download Tor, check. Download a VPN, check. Find .onion links, check. I thought, was that really all there was to it? It's just that easy? I gained access to the deeper parts of the web through the browser Tor. It was pretty boring at first because there wasn't much to look at, just a blank page. I knew it wasn't like the regular web and I had to find specific links to type in. I found a wiki page full of the .onion links before I got started, so I looked through to find something interesting. I wasn't on the dark web to buy anything or do anything illegal. I just wanted to look. My curiosity got the better of me. The links didn't have descriptions on what they were about, so I had to take my chances on whichever one I decided to type in. I copy and pasted a link that seemed a bit creepy, mainly because I was alone and I wanted to scare myself while I waited for my girlfriend to get home. I hit enter and the page loaded. It was a pitch black page with small white text written on the left bottom corner. It was so tiny I couldn't even read it. The text then started to slowly get bigger, finally enough to where I could actually read it. "Be careful what you click on," it wrote. Okay, weird, I thought. I clicked out of the link and moved on down the list of links, and copied and pasted another. The page loaded up. It was a black and red page with a text box saying, "Enter name." It looked like it was some kind of, computer game. "Alexa," I typed in the box. Another text box showed up, this time saying last name too. And okay, I know what you're all thinking. You must be stupid to give your full name over the dark web. And yes, I know, and yes, I was. That is where it all went wrong. "More," I typed into the computer. Inside, I felt a bit nervous. I was wondering why I even gave my real name. Like, who the hell does that? I could have entered a fake name. It looked like it was just a harmless game, what could happen? Some animations started after I hit enter. It was a man chasing a woman around in a house with a knife. The body of text said, "Your objective is to not get killed, Alexa. It can happen in a matter of seconds. You cannot hide from us. We will always be watching." I hated those words, and they sounded like they were directed at me. It was a little nerve-wracking, especially because after those words, I saw my name being typed in over the woman that was running from the knife. Just let alone my name being on the screen, I wasn't even able to control anything in this game. It was just a video I was watching, and it seemed to replay every time the woman was killed. As the video played, the woman started to look more and more like me. It was crazy. I was sitting there watching an animated version of myself being murdered over and over again. The last replay of the video had the woman with her legs cut off, bleeding out on the floor, and then the killer left. Strange enough, more words began to appear on the screen. "We're almost to you, Alexa. We can't wait to meet you." And my heart began to race. What the hell was that about? I thought. No, it's nothing. I'm perfectly fine. I tried to close out of the page and it kept giving me an error message. I tried 3 more times and all said the same thing. Error, cannot exit. I reset my computer hoping that it would take care of everything, but I didn't pick my computer back up to check. I still felt too creeped out. I guess that's what I wanted though, right? My girlfriend was supposed to get home soon, so I went downstairs to the kitchen to get dinner started. I poured myself a glass of wine to calm myself after watching myself die repeatedly. But I'm never going to go back on the dark web again. That freaked me out way too much. And besides, I'm not sure if I was even using it correctly, I thought. The VPN I downloaded seemed, a bit sketchy. I didn't have to pay for it, and it kept cutting in and out, leaving minutes at a time unsecured. I hear the door open. Thinking it was my girlfriend, I got excited. It's been a long day, and I wanted to share what had happened to her. I heard footsteps, so I called out, "Honey, I'm in the kitchen." But I didn't hear her voice. Normally, she announces when she's home, so I started to get a bit worried and walked towards the front door. It was wide open with nobody there. I felt that pit of anxiety in my stomach. I ran back to the kitchen in an attempt to grab a weapon to protect myself with. I was looking for the butcher knife in the knife block with little to no avail. That was the only knife missing. I heard footsteps again, so I grabbed one of the other knives and I booked it upstairs. I went into my bedroom, turned the lights off, and locked the doors. "We're always watching you, Alexa Moore. What a naive thing to do, entering your full name on the dark web unprotected. We found you in a matter of seconds. Do you know how quickly and how easy it was to find your location? Remember the game you played? Well, that's going to become your reality." I heard in a deep voice. My heart dropped. I was afraid of what was going to happen next. The next thing I knew, I was knocked cold on the floor. I woke up maybe 45 minutes later due to excruciating pain. Blood everywhere. Pain, and just more pain. And my vision was blurry from tears. I looked down and I saw my legs torn from my body. All I could think about besides my pain was my girlfriend. Where was she? Was she alive? I couldn't see or hear anyone. I was hoping whoever had done this was gone, and they must have taken my limbs because I didn't see them on the floor. I started to hear the sounds of faint sirens getting louder as they came closer. A few minutes later, a rush of paramedics and police came into my room. I was lifted onto a gurney and carried downstairs. That's where I saw my girlfriend on the floor, bleeding out. Before I was taken outside into the ambulance, I saw them close her eyes. I knew what that meant. My heart broke even more inside. Once I was inside the ambulance, everything went black. Hey, hi, howdy, folks. I hope you are enjoying this lovely celebration week, and I've hit my headphones on this microphone twice now in this outro, so hope you guys enjoy that. I'm not going to even edit it. I'm going to leave that in there. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying this week so far. Still more to come, but this is probably one of my favorite collections of scary stories. I Can't Get Out was a story that a lot of people enjoyed. And I Found a Game on the Dark Web is another one that a lot of people really enjoyed. Unfortunately, these stories have one thing in common, that is a deleted aspect. I Can't Get Out was completely removed from Reddit entirely, and I Found a Game on the Dark Web, the owner's account was deleted. So, to both authors that wrote these stories, thank you for making them. I'm sorry that you guys are not around for me to send this to let you know that I used them again. But just know these were great stories and were much loved by the people that listened to them, including myself. So, alright guys, see you on the next video, one more today, and then we're finishing up the week with Friday. Well, no, there's 2 days left after that, but that's not the point. Alright guys, see you on the next video, but until then, sleep well.